just getting started here. They are doing a little lift. It is Wednesday, November 3rd at 11:37 a.m. Wednesday, November 3rd, 11:37 a.m. at SpaceX launch site, South Texas. Hey, elongated. I like your extended name there too. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Sodak. Rohit. Morning. Hi, Estrada. Okay, the catch arm looks awesome. Okay, I will zoom out for that. I'm just getting started here this morning. Ed, Jill, morning. Doing pretty good. Marson, they have a couple trucks lined up to come on in with some crane parts as well. Yeah, the tower and the catch arms. Yeah, I will. I will do that. I also have the Nikon camera here, so I'll be doing some close-ups too. I just got to get that set up. Hey, Paul. Thanks for the request, though. Lets me know the interest. So they're still looks like they're doing some work inside of the booster there. Hey, Tony. Morning. Good day to you too. Kiki links. So it looks like they are inside the booster all the way up on the top there. Pretty interesting. I will get the shot once more in a minute. Let me come back to this. I see that they are also. I'm not sure. I got to learn more about the aero covers. I'm not really familiar with what those are. Because it looks like either they're offloading or they're loading. The green, I think that's the blower machine for the perlite. I haven't really been down there this morning, so I don't know if that's a second perlite blower machine or if that's the original. So something's happened over there. We'll know if they pass by here. Looks like maybe they're loading it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it goes. Thanks, Longate. Yeah, there's. I did see some interesting stuff. They had the top hook of the what they're going to pull the catch arm up with. They had it connected to a crane a little bit earlier today, about 10 minutes ago or so. Hey, that little thing on top of that, in the center of the screen there, that piece there, they had that top hook attached to a lift, a crane. So and it was there was some cable between the two. So they are thinking about doing something with that lift up there for the catch arm. See how it happens today. See what happens. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do some close-ups now with this camera with the catch arm. I got a ton of video yesterday, and I'll get a lot more today as well. A lot more probably. That's the plan. I don't see any other changes since yesterday with the catch arm. Yeah, Tony, no closure today. There is a scheduled one for tomorrow. Yeah, elongated. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, this week they closed them all. Shadow, that's awesome. I haven't checked this morning, so I did last night. I saw there was one for tomorrow, Thursday. But if you're saying that they canceled that, then the next ones will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. That'll be good for us. We get to see a lot, but maybe I'm not sure if it's good or not for SpaceX. But um, yeah, all right. I think I'm in position now. This is the spot I think I'm gonna be keeping. I can get a little shot here of this, I guess. There are, looks like they might be loading up some wood and wood. We'll see if they put it on that trailer there. They got a lot of little lifts probably planned for today because they got a bunch of crane parts here today. Yeah, there they go. I'm not sure. Let's see how they're going to do this. The truck is actually to the right there. There's another truck back there. There we go. That's where they're. So they're loading up on some of the wood to take it out of here. I guess they had a lot of things got offloaded in the last couple of days, so they can take some of these pallets out of here. Yeah, that is a truck with crane parts on the right. Yeah, yeah. Shadow. I got some photos of that this morning, and I uploaded it to Twitter. So that's if you want to see that close up, you can check Twitter or wait for when it passes by. Here, I'll get it on video. I did look underneath the Starship. There are a couple lifts underneath the Starship. I won't be able to get that shot from here, but if they bad weather tomorrow. All right, thanks, Ali. Hey, Key. All right, I think I got it in position now. This is maybe where I'm going to keep it for a little bit. Looks like they're about to do another lift behind this black structure here. This they got this is the big lever crane on the left, yellow crane there. Quick disconnect's looking good. Oh yeah, let me tilt up. Yeah, quick disconnects up there. Yeah, it is looking pretty good. Looks like the lever crane's lifting something right now in the back there. Can't be sure if they're going to lift us on top of the two in front of us or. Yeah, I did, Greg. Or put it right onto the crane. We'll see where it goes, but maybe stack it on one of these other piles to the right here. Looks like. Hey, Michael. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna stack it. Either that or just put it on the ground. Hey Tom, just checking it out. Not sure what they're going to be doing today. Yeah, it's a good question. It does. Kong does look to be not so present this morning. I'll walk to the right here and take a look, see if Kong is still here. Sorry. Yeah, it's still there in the back, so they are still packing it up. A few remaining parts of the Kong crane. No way. Yeah, Mario, it is a kind of a clear day. It's a nice day. See, get a close up of this action here. Some people were commenting yesterday that there's so many things going on. It's, you know, it's pretty awesome how they can do so many things at once. You know, they got a lot going on here. All right, looks like maybe this is a school or something coming in. I don't know. I heard that there were uh, kids being shown around all around the site, but I've never seen a bus just pull up like that and come onto the site. I don't know if that's employees or what, but that's a lot of people coming in on a bus. I've never seen a bus like that come in. It's Wednesday, so I don't know if they'd be doing any tours today, but yeah, there is a bus on site here at the launch site, full of people. I mean, it's packed. You know, I don't think I've ever seen in the last 7, 8 months a bus come on site like that. That's right, Tom. Hey, Dieter, I'm using my hat. I can zoom out and show y'all. The one of the methods I've learned is I've got two methods I'm using now. Um, the hat really blocks the wind. Good morning. The mic is in the hat. I gotta teach this trick to the Jenny, to that lady who sometimes will pass by and willing to take the camera. I gotta teach her the hat method because then when she walks around, it'll be good for her cameras as well. So this is a wireless JLab or JLab headset, about $50 from Walmart, in a hat, and that stops the wind from hitting the mic. But it is a good wireless, pretty good wireless thing. It'll last about 24 hours or so of battery charge, and just charge it up at night, and then you're good for the next day. So, oh yeah, so I don't know if they dropped anybody off, but it looks like this bus is coming out again. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe they got the quick tour. Yeah, Paul, I haven't. But if anyone has, let us know. Yeah, I don't know, Norway. Yeah, that was fast. All right, all right. Thanks, Tony. I looked for a little while for a hat, and I've been wearing this hat for about 5 months, and it's a good hat. It costs about $10, again from Walmart, but it was a nice design. It wasn't just any Walmart hat. It was a I saw it and I liked the design, so I still picked it up even though it was so cheap. I did buy it. I've still had it for a while. Sorry for the jerkiness too. Yeah, they got a quick tour of the whole site. They went all the way around this whole circle here. They even if they were lost, you know, they got their money's worth. Yeah, so let's see what time. It's 11:54. Yeah, this would be lunchtime. It could, John. It could be the FAA. It didn't look like young people. It looked like older people. So, um, more mature people. Like some people, like I think a bunch of kids get tours on Fridays. So this wasn't a bus full of kids. This was like, yeah, maybe investors could have been, Theodore. I don't know who was on the bus, but they looked like smart people. Not like engineers, but they did look like capable people. No, not suits. No, John. Maybe it was a bunch of new SpaceX employees. Maybe Uh, well, Tom asked if I'm able to interview new workers once they cross the street. I've never done that. I've never attempted to do it, but Jenny did. She talked with a whole bunch of people. I guess it depends on your personality. I'm more of the type of person that I understand business, so I don't want to influence what's going on here. So I don't even attempt to talk with anybody here. But yeah, Jenny, when she was doing the camera, I think she's done two streams so far. She talked with everybody, so I think it definitely depends on the person who's on the camera. Yeah, and I think she'll get a lot better if she keeps at it. If she wants to keep doing video. Um, Yesterday I was looking at some other video. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos last night to keep learning, right? and I watched some media empire videos, and one of the individuals I watched was Bankoff of Vox Media, and I was looking at their YouTube stats, and they've got like 2 billion views on YouTube, and thinking about how I can uh, bring Ocean Camera Space Corp, or Ocean Cam, the mission of that forward. And so I think I picked up some tips from, I think his first name's Jim, but Mr. Bankoff of Vox, VOX, and I watched a few other individuals as well. So, but what they do at Vox is they have I guess somehow they partner up with, or they team, or they bring on different talent, so different brands. Instead of having one brand, what Vox does is they have all types of individuals who are smart and inspired and have something going on, have a brand that they want to bring forward. And Vox has the setup and the team to help promote and grow the different brands. So, but they make about $8,000 a day on YouTube, and they make a couple million a year and on YouTube. But they have a bunch of different. That's just on YouTube. They have they're a bigger company than just YouTube, so they've got it going on over there. So I have picked up some tips. I want to maybe, if I could figure out a way to bring on Jenny and other individuals, people with talent, See you later, Nori. Yep. Hey, Leah. But yeah, so I've learned a bunch of stuff since March of this year, 2021. It's now November 3rd. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's been about 7 solid months, maybe into the 8-month mark here. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, between 7 and 8 months here, taking video and stuff here at SpaceX. So, I picked up some things, and like if anyone were just starting out, I might be able to assist or help, or definitely I figured out some things in the last, with y'all's help, and I wouldn't be here without the help of, and guidance and word and encouragement from all of you and others who aren't here right now. So, but so I wrote down a bunch of stuff on paper, and what I'm doing here could be slow. I could do it slow, or I could do it faster. So I'm doing it. I'm taking my time to find out the best ways to go forward. This isn't my first business or my first rodeo, so I'm not in any rush to get anywhere. There's a bunch of stairs over at the build site. So driving in, and yesterday also I did see the stairs over there where the white tanks are still, the blue tarp covered white tanks. Those are still sitting in the spot that they were a while back. And the stairs are over there. That's where all the GSC tank covers came from. And that's where the stairs are right now. They're over there. They'll wheel them down when they're ready. I'm not sure if they're going to the build site or to here at the launch site, but the perlite blower was loaded on the green one. It was loaded onto that truck over there, so they are taking it out of here. So I'm not sure if they're done with putting in the perlite insulation, but they just loaded up the green machine. It'll be passing us soon. Hey, the Finchie. Hey, Mark. She's an individual who's been here at the launch site doing her own thing. She's like an artist. I'm not sure what else, but she has an interest in helping kids. I know that she has like a 18 or 19-year-old or something like that, and she is into the meditation crowd kind of thing. So she's has similarities to what some of my past. I've done like a lot of meditation and stuff with yoga and all that, with natural healing and natural food and relaxation. So I've done a lot of that 20 years ago. So and she's done a bunch of artwork here, uh, putting up benches and some paintings. So, but she did 2 live streams. She came along and she was interested in sharing her view of the launch site. So I lent her this camera we're using right now, and she walked around and spoke into the mic and spoke with people here on site. So she's maybe I'm not sure how old she is, probably in her 40s or something like that. All right, it is coming by. Not the biggest view of things we'll see, but it is. It could be meaningful. I'm not sure. So we're seeing the green machine that filtered air after cold and filtered air. It says this was used to. I was told by somebody help get the some type of air machine, so a blower. It is. That's a nice view there, right there with the clouds and everything. I'm going to continue setting up the other camera now. So I'll put the mic down and continue the setup. Lunchtime is about another 20 to 25 minutes. I think my personal opinion is that things are going to get busy around 3 p.m. this afternoon. Just a feeling I have. So between 3 and 7 p.m., I'm thinking something's going to happen here. So I could be very early. So I do have about 8 1-hour batteries for the Nikon camera, and I have about a 2.5 hour power supply in addition to that. So I'm going to hook up the Nikon camera and give it a go, but it may get busier later today. Is what I'm feeling. I don't have any. I don't have any information. Yeah, so I think it might get busier later today around 3 p.m. I don't have any specific information. I forgot that I wasn't holding the mic. So, um, but just from my own personal feeling, I think between 3 and 7 p.m. today is going to be, at least from my feeling, is going to be worth being around here. So, yeah, maybe nothing's going to happen, but or maybe there's some kind of something happening, but we won't see it. I don't know, but I'm gonna probably be around here this afternoon, from now till this afternoon. Hey, Ron. They've got a lot of work they could potentially do. Maybe putting together this the new SpaceX white crane. So people have been talking about this a little bit, and the thought is that since it has SpaceX written on the side of it, this white crane here, maybe we should start calling it the white SpaceX crane, because why would they put the logo of SpaceX on the side of the crane unless they owned it? So some people think, well, maybe they bought it and maybe it's used and just they painted it. So it may not be new, is some of the thoughts that I've been hearing. Um, Nothing to support that, but the fact that it does have the SpaceX logo on it might be a good indicator that maybe they do own it. You know. Thanks, Matrix. Sky Crane X. I like that. Awesome. Crane X, huh? Shalom. Hey, Jasmina. Okay, I'm going to transfer the camera to the other tripod. So um, I'm not sure what language those people are speaking, but I'll have to assume it's a good. It's not any cursing and stuff. But if anybody knows what they're saying, let me know. Okay, I've got that on the other tripod. Now I'm going to load up the Nikon camera. Hey, from the Ukraine, use Gorod. Nice, Russell, gentlemen. Sorry for the umbrella, guys. I'm almost done setting up the other camera. It's very hot outside, so the iPhone is getting dark. So I did bring I brought a cold pack today, so the laptop will stay good, and the Nikon camera I think will be great, but I'm not sure about the iPhone. So we'll see how it goes. It's a work in progress. Hey, Blanca, we're still on a lunch break here. I'm not on a lunch break, but we got another about 6 to 10 minutes here before they get going again after the lunch break. Hey, Gavin. Hey, Ron. Yeah, I think I might have to maybe somebody tell me what they're saying. Kyrgyzstan? Okay. Well, someone can check out what they're saying, and then if it's good, then they're good. Are they trolls, Michael? Somebody, yeah, just somebody tell me what they're saying, and I can get rid of them if they are. Yeah, so I will say it. Oh, okay, they are. They are. Okay, I'll say it. They're done. All right, I will get rid of them. Okay, they're gone. Yeah, thanks, Ron. Uh, it's just about up. I have everything plugged in. I'm just working on the signal right now for the second stream. I'll let you all know when it is. Thanks. Okay, it's live on the other stream now, everybody. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move this camera to the other side. All right. Yeah. So I am going to focus more on the other camera right now, mostly because I'll do both cameras, but I'm just gonna get set up. This. Thanks for the transition there, everybody. I'm gonna get the other camera going, and then I will look back at this chat here. This iPhone is getting dark too. That means it's overheating a little bit. So. I have the mic around my neck now. So, all right, much better. There's an echo in my voice with number 2. Um, maybe turn off one of the mics for yourself. There is a truck behind me that is on its lunch break, so they will be shutting off that truck behind me, and there'll be less noise. Hey guys. Let me do something. All right, I got no. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got it focused now. Yeah, okay. So I'll do a pan of the site here. Okay, relearning how it works here with the mirror. Okay, we're good to go. Somehow we're losing the visual on the other camera. It's plugged in. All right, that lift is gone. There was a lift at the top there. So they brought it down during the lunchtime, but they were working above there before lunch. The Nikon attachment to the camera, I guess, is getting a little disconnected when I rotate the cam like this. So we're losing a little signal occasionally when I do that. rotation. How you doing? No. Okay, okay. Good, good, good. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, somebody knew me from somewhere else, so they were saying hello. Okay, yeah, Da Vinci, thanks, thanks. 6X a new crane, thanks. Maybe maybe it loads the info, and even though if there's a momentary break on my side, it still gets the whole signal to y'all. So that's probably what's happening. All right, people moving back to the site now. Lunch is over. Maybe it'd be good if some clouds came out and blocked that sun a little bit, because then the iPhone would brighten up a little bit. It is a hot, sunny day today. Again, I personally feel that maybe the afternoon is going to be a little bit more busy than the morning. So, and so far it seems to have turned out that way. That the now about 12:30 or so. See what time it is actually. 12:35 or so. Um, I haven't been looking at the chat so much due to holding the umbrella and working the camera. So I can check out the chat. I just got to lock in the camera here. Ordinarily, the sun isn't so bright, so the iPhone doesn't get so hot. But today is a hot day, so let me see what the chat says here. Yeah, so March of the Titans book. Yeah, so what do you? Yeah, I did. There was a good reason for me to change the name, or to spell it out further. And maybe I am Ocean Chem, but the business is Ocean Camera Space Corp. So I can always be Ocean Chem, and I did trademark Ocean Chem, but the business is about cameras in oceans on other moons and planets. So that's why I incorporated it as Ocean Camera Space Corp. So there's no question about what the business is about. I did spell out a bunch of products on the website, oceancam.space. So Ocean Camera Space Corp, right? That's the name of it. We got a new crane piece coming in. But yeah, so the website is oceancam.space. Space. So Ocean Camera Space Corp is the name of the business. OCS Corp or OCSC, that's right. And OCS is also stands for Offshore Candidate School. I think OCS. So that's kind of interesting. But OCS Corp or OCSC or Ocean Cam is the trademark. Thanks, Malaka. But yeah, so the different types of products. When I trademarked the name Ocean Cam, I also trademarked the logo. But under the goods and services for Ocean Cam, I have satellite camera platform. I have moon rover, ice rover cam, moon rover cam, and there's like 200 moons in the solar system. So these are rovers for all the different moons. So to develop and sell or manufacture rovers is part of the Ocean Cam mission. So whether I purchase or buy, maybe I'll buy out a few rover production companies, or maybe I'll end up creating a rover manufacturing company or partnering with. But there's room for rovers, cameras on rovers. There was a thing yesterday on Twitter about China, how they had a wireless cam on Mars. So, and I think they deployed it from their rover and they dropped it on the surface. So, they have a wireless. The Chinese have a wireless camera on Mars, which I think interacts with their rover. And with interestingly similar to that, the mission to Titan is going to have a high gain antenna on their thing. So they're not going to transmit directly to the rover. They're going to transmit directly to the Earth, the high gain antenna. So if they took a wireless camera and added a high gain antenna to it, then they wouldn't need a rover. They wouldn't need an orbiter, and they could just transmit from these moons from little cameras. They could have a wireless camera with a high gain antenna, drop it next to the ocean or in an ocean, or maybe it has wheels and everything, and we drop it onto the planet, maybe with a parachute or something, if there's an atmosphere, and then we can have just a small scale camera on one of these moons or planets to get those images. So that is an opportunity. We could drastically cut down on the mission cost. Otherwise, the other thought is just to partner up with a company that already has a mission to many of these different moons over the next 100 years, and prioritize the camera mission. Whereas I think I read a few comments yesterday that for NASA, at least in the past, it hasn't been a priority to have video cameras on anything but the drogue chutes, the landing. They used cameras on the landing, but when they got to the different locations, they didn't use cameras. Is what, I don't know if the comment was correct or not, but that seemed to be the case, that NASA hasn't been prioritizing video cameras or high resolution cameras up to this point, at least for the public. Maybe they do privately or on the defense war sector, but at least in the public peace side of things, there hasn't been many video cameras from the surface of any of these missions that NASA or other space organizations have done. So I think India recently did a mission to, I think it was the moon, or I forgot where India sent their lander to, but they had something happened and it had a failure on it. I mean, every failure is a success in just carrying out something, but they did have a, I don't know how costly it was, but they had something happen on their recent mission. Yeah, March of Titans. There will be a rover division, and we may actually we may purchase or merge with or develop a division for that. Let me lock in the camera here, then I can read the chat a little bit. I'm prioritizing having the umbrella over the iPhone. So, okay, let me check out the thing here. Hey, Peter, thanks, man. Rupert. Okay, yeah. So I have put in some thought about what it would take to manufacture my own cameras, and I watched a video. I watched several videos, but I have started that thought and process about whether it would be partnering with a company or maybe producing many smaller, less expensive cameras. And um, uh, apparently the lens of the camera is one of the big things, and then making it space ready is one of the big things. So pressurizing the cameras is one of the big issues. So some of the lenses cost a lot of money. So I did look into the type of technology they use to grind the lens and how they manufacture the glass. I think the glass, a lot of times they want to get all the bubbles out of the glass. So there's a whole process to that. So I'm still learning, and I am very interested in learning more about that. The wind is picking up. I might have to just turn off the iPhone and go with the Nikon. Then I wouldn't have to hold the umbrella. I could really look at the chat, and then later on I could start up with the iPhone again. Yeah, okay, March of Titans. Yeah, you'd like to contribute to the software? Yeah, well, contact me. Send me an email on the website. There's an email there, info@oceancam.space, and we can start the chat, what that means, and all the rest of it. Yeah, any of you would like to get involved? I have spelled out the type of positions I'm looking for on the website, in the About section. And then if you have time, go watch the Vox. I think I shared it. I don't know if I shared it on Twitter or maybe it was on YouTube, but I watched I didn't. I'm not sure if I shared it or not, but I watched a program by the CEO of Vox, and where you can just look up starting a media company, how to start a media media empire, how to start a media empire. Look that up for your own projects or for in a way of collaborating with OceanCam, because that's what I've been looking at, how to start a media empire. Because what we're looking to do is to reach billions of people here with imagery of the oceans on these other moons and planets. So, and the impact of it's about awareness also. It's about the meditation mission. You know, it's about awareness. So it's about more than just getting that imagery, but it's about all the impact it'll have on the people and what it means to society. And it's like it's an awakening of society. So it is more just than it's a collaborative effort. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. There's going to be wanna have a lot of spreading of the message of what we're doing, and also other people's insights about what that means to them and how that changes the world. So that is a whole. It's a big message. So. See how this cam is doing. Let's see what they're doing here. I'm checking the chat here on the iPhone. Okay, I hear you, Andrew. Andrew says electronics don't work at liquid methane temperatures. Not possible without the rover. Okay, thanks, gentlemen. Yeah, drones are prohibited in this area. David and Teresa, yeah, I think it'd be awesome too. Hey, Pepe. Nice. Hey, Frank, in Orlando. Cool. I'm looking at the site. Maybe it's time to start doing close-ups of the orbital launch platform. But if you look at the way these media empires have grown, it's through either sticking with one brand or going with many brands. So I've written a bunch of stuff about what the Ocean Cam thing is about. It's about, one of the things that it's about is it's about bridging the seemingly two worlds, the meditation world and then the tech world. So we got seemingly two aspects of civilization. We got the people who are into the analog and the people who are into the digital. The analog is similar to the meditation and getting grounded and that type of thing. Or it can be considered the two types of the brain, the left brain and the right brain, or some people say you can't really divide the brain into the left or the right. So if we're not going to divide it into the left and right, we can at least say analog or digital, different ways of seeing the world, you know. So so the Ocean Cam mission is about helping to show the relatedness and to use both to bring humanity forward, because the story of humanity thus far is that we've never seen liquid from the surface of any of these moons or planets, and it for sure has never been presented as hospitable, and it's always been shown as a big challenge. And I don't believe that is the case. And I put a message here on YouTube and also on Twitter that, you know, the brain, when we look at the brain, if you take biochem or organic chemistry or physiology, you study the neurons and the impulses between the neurons, and you if you take A&P, Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2, you do dissect areas of the brain and the body. If you're in any type of medical field, you've done the forgot what it's called, but you do the anatomy and physiology of dead people, and you're actually there. You're looking at the internal organs, and you memorize all the different areas of the brain, silica, all the different areas that you memorize. So if you look at the universe and you look at the brain, they do look similar in that they both look dead. The brain does look dead. It's just like a big dark colored, maybe it's a white color thing. You got all the white stuff on the outside, but we really don't see any life in the brain, right? Where are all the blood cells in the brain and stuff like that? So, but if we look at the neurons in the brain, we could say, well, that's just signals going back and forth, and it's really it looks like a dead piece of cells, right? But if we zoom out from the brain and we see the whole body, then we can say, hey, this is actually a body. So similarly, if we look at the brain and we try and look at the neurons and the signals and the impulses going back and forth and the events that happen, we could say it's just a jumble of messages. It doesn't really add up to anything. In the same way, we look at the stars and we see all the light emitted from the stars, and it just looks like this big thing, right? It doesn't really add up to anything. It's not alive. There's no evidence of life. It's just this natural movement of energy and force from one area to another. It's just chemical energy, just like the brain, just chemical energy. But we do know when we really do zoom out from the brain, we get the skull, we get the hair, we get the rest of the body, and then we say, oh, this thing is alive. And then we got to say, well, is the life in the brain, or where is the awareness? Is the awareness in the brain? Is it only in the brain, or is it also in the eyeballs? Is the awareness in the fingertips? Where is the awareness? Is it limited? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from the brain, or is it coming from? Maybe it's coming from the nostrils. I think maybe that must be the center of the awareness in the human body. It must be coming from the nostrils, and then it does emit a little bit to the brain, and then and also the rest of the body. But I would say we would have to, matter of fact, we would have to say 100%. The center of awareness of the human body is in the nostrils. Are you guys making fun of me? All right, I have to admit I'm not serious. The center of the awareness in the human body is not limited to the nostrils. It does also extend to the mouth and to the tongue. What? You're saying it goes beyond the tongue and the mouth? I don't know. We're going to have to do some research for the next 50 years and see if we can if we can get enough data to substantiate that the awareness going to the brain does in fact originate in the brain, and it doesn't originate in the mouth and the nostrils. I need solid evidence. Empirical evidence, objective evidence. I don't want this subjective, this is the way it's always been. If you want to tell me that the mouth and the nostrils are not the center of the awareness in the human body, we're going to have a good debate over the next 50 to 100 years, and I want at least $50 million per year to do the proper research so that we can come to a scientific objective. We want it to be sterile also. We want it to be a sterile, objective, dead, dissected, objective, impartial result. We want to know for certain the dead facts that human life extends to the rest of the body, and it's not centered in the nose and the tongue. And that, in fact, even though the Westerners have maybe they've been saying that it is centered in the nose and the tongue, but I think the Hindus and the Tibetans have been saying for thousands of years that the awareness in the human body does extend beyond the tongue and beyond the nostrils, and it does extend to the ears. And then I think some of you are saying, no, there are 5 senses. There's 5 senses. How can you say there's only 3? You're telling me in Western science that the awareness in the human body is not limited to the taste, to the smell, and to the hearing. You're telling me there's something called sight. You're telling me there's the human awareness also extends to the eyes. I don't know. I think it was just limited to the brain, to the tongue, and to the nostrils. I think it's going to take us at least another 40 years to substantiate the truth of whether the human awareness also extends to the eyesight. But that is, we're talking is 2021 right now. It's going to take us until 2061 to substantiate whether that's true or not, and then we're going to have to do a lot of peer review after that. So I think we should just say right now it's just limited to the nose, to the nostrils, to the tongue, and maybe a little bit to the brain. So, because when we look at the brain, we can clearly see that the brain is dead. So, and I do see the nostrils moving. But then you tell me that life is limited to the earth. There's no life but what's on the earth. All the starlight in the universe is just dead from millions, billions of years ago. It's just impulses. It's not alive. The universe is dead. Yeah, maybe someday we can find life in the universe just like we can find life beyond the nostrils and the mouth and the ears. But so far, we've only proven that there's life in the nostrils and the tongue. And the mouth, sorry. The mouth, in addition to the tongue, we could probably say that there's life in the mouth too. But yeah, so if we just do a zoomed up microscopic view of the brain, we can say life clearly doesn't originate in the brain. As the Tibetans and the Hindus have been saying, there is life beyond the brain, is what the Hindus and the Tibetans have been saying. If we do a neural map of the brain, we see it is similar to the map of the stars in the universe. There is a name that people have come up with when you look at the galaxies all together and all the life in between all the galaxies. But for now, let's just say that there is life everywhere. If we are going to have to say that there is so they're doing some type of venting back there, but so anyway, I was saying that it's most likely that there's only life in the tongue and in the nostrils, and we would have to do many years of research to substantiate the truth or not of if there's any life in the brain. So, but anyway, the Hindus have been saying there's life in the whole body. The whole body is alive, not just there's awareness all over the body. But again, we're stuck here with the Western thought and the Western powers and the people who write the books. You know, you gotta listen to the people who write the books. So if they didn't say it on TV that there's life beyond the tongue, I'm not going to believe it. So you guys, you can't convince me of anything but what's said on TV. So the books that I read were like there's only life in the tongue and the nostrils. So I don't know what books you've been reading, but yeah, all the books I read say it's only the nostrils and the tongue, a little bit the ears. At least when I read the Western books. When when I read the Tibetan and the Hindu books, they said there's life everywhere. Oh yeah, what were we talking about? We were saying something about the stars. Oh yeah, so if we look at the brain and the synapses between the neurons in the brain, it does look very similar to the stars and the star systems throughout the universe, and all the interactions between the different galaxies. But since they're all dead, the brain must be dead. So that substantiates my claim that there is only life in the tongue, the nostrils, and a little bit in the ears. You do follow my logic, don't you? I got to fill in the time some way, and I might as well do it by educating some of you. I mean, for instance, if we look at the ground here, if we look at that steel that we're looking at, there's atoms in there, there's neurons. Oh, wait, I didn't say neurons. I said there's atoms, there's protons, there's neutrons, there's electric energy signals. It has a physical makeup, and most likely there's energy in everything. So there is an energetic makeup to all the matter that we're looking at here. But just like I said with the brain, it must be dead. Because we haven't substantiated yet if there is any life in what we're looking at here. So that just further emphasizes the validity of what I was speaking about with. So anyway, I will lay it down to you. I will let you know the truth of the matter. Whatever you believe is the truth. That is the truth. And so the next thing is, I will tell you what I believe. Or maybe better yet, I will tell you what others believe. Hey, Tom Tech, thanks. Tom Tech, thank you, Tom. Thanks. All right, again, we have that bus coming back again. I'm going to have to showcase this bus again. This bus does appear to be, it looked like there were a couple empty seats on this bus, so it's not completely packed. All right, I can't hold it back anymore. I will let you know what I really believe. Hey, Shadow. Yeah, well, they did make their way back here again, so they're not entirely lost. I'm gonna have to focus the camera when I get up here, this shot. Unless I make this as far as I go. There are some white spots on the Starship here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, what I think is that it doesn't matter what I believe. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So that is kind of what I believe. Everybody is special to a certain degree. And everybody contributes. So yeah, we got I think a LOX tank coming through here. Yeah, liquid oxygen. Okay, there is another tanker down there already too, so that's two LOX tanks. We got a bunch of trucks lined up to come down too. Got four trucks lined up right down there. So some people taking photos too. It looks like there must be something on one of those trucks. All right, and the bus is leaving already. Okay, everybody. I'm gonna check the chat here. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah. They must have a permission to go on because there is a security here, and the security is watching what's happening. So there's no way they could get on the launch site here without permission. So they must have permission to come on and off. NASA staff visiting Starbase. Maybe less. Hey, John. Yeah, you want a little zoom in on the. I'll get it for the other camera. I'll keep this. This is going to be like the macro camera, the iPhone. I'll get the crane there in a little bit. Less. Thanks, SS Starship. Hey, Ran. When they are gonna do a road closure, I do make a point of getting here earlier than the road closure if I can, to get some footage about what's going on and to see if they're going to continue with the road closure or what kind of preparation they're doing. So yeah, it does depend on my nose, the brain in my nose. It does a little bit depend on the brain on my nose when I get here. But sometimes I rely on the information from my tongue, and my ears do play a part in when I get here as well. So, all right, here's a zoomed out view of this shot here. But it depends when I get here. Usually, often depends on if there's a road closure and what I did the night before or the day before, or what's happening, throughout the day. They seem to be stacking it all over there on around that area. So there's a lot of crane parts here. I get a shot. There was a request to get a shot of the new crane, so I will get that shot. A zoomed in shot here. Here we go. So there's awareness. There's people all over the site here. So if we look at a Curlian photography of the human body, it is getting windy here, so you might be hearing some wind on the mic. I can put the mic in my hat here. Just a minute. And you're hearing some mic probably on the other camera as well. So let me get the mic in the hat. All right. Yeah, if we look at Curlian photography, it shows that there is energy all around the body. There's whether it's mist or again, we can even look at Chinese acupuncture, and we can do some isotopic study of the nervous system in the body with some radioactive elements, and we do see that at least the energy extends beyond the tongue and extends beyond the nose. So I would have to say from the Curlian photography, not so much from Western medicine that says there's only life in the nose and the tongue. I would have to say based on Curlian photography and some of the other mainstream sciences like acupuncture and Chinese traditional medicine, and the other substantiated medical spheres such as Reiki and the other valid sciences like yoga and qigong. The hard sciences. They say that there is awareness which surrounds the body. There's an energy, or energies. There's many energies. So they say that there seems to be many awarenesses that exist. So, and again, I like to simplify things. So I would just say there's one awareness, because there's just a base. There's a theory of everything. It has to be a TOE, theory of everything. So I would say there's one awareness, just like there's many currencies, but there's one world currency. It's whatever that currency happens to be. So just in the same way, there is one base energy, and it is aware. There's rather than many energies, we just said there's one. And it does extend beyond the nostrils, and it goes down to the feet. According to some people. But again, and my philosophy is that everything is alive. All right, so that it is a matter of perspective is what I'm getting at. Yeah, there's a lift back on top of the booster there. So the more we can broaden our perspective and have clear sense of what's there, we got to pay attention to what's there to have an opinion about what's there. So if we don't pay attention to something, then we can't determine if there's anything there. So it first starts with paying attention to what's there, and then we can ascertain Okay, I'm gonna lock it in here. Yeah, okay, Pepe. I will do an update on the wide bay. Thanks. Thanks. That's funny. You think I do a better job than security? That's funny. What I can say, guys, is that if I'm videoing everybody, then they can just watch my video and they can get a good close up of who's coming in. And so they already checked out the people on my video camera here. So I see one more. I see one more truck with crane parts. They're doing some type of venting over by the tower. I don't know what it is, but we keep hearing this loud pressurization noise. Some type of pressure is probably building up, and they have to release it. Some type of pressure is continually building up, and they're venting it over and over. So what I was getting at is some people say like uh, the the energy we see at nighttime, when a lot of people are not sure if there's life anywhere in the universe. So if you're not sure if there's life anywhere in the universe, then you might as well just say that you're dead. You know, either you're alive or you're not alive. I believe that I am alive, and if you get into the yoga philosophy, it's all about what is I am. Who wants to know is the question, and what am I? Who am I? A lot of people start out with I'm a yogi, I'm an American, I'm a Indian, nationalism, like almost like clans. And that's a good way to start out, but or I'm a SpaceX employee, I'm just a visitor, I'm a North American, I'm a Canadian, I'm a European, I'm an English woman, I'm an Englishman, I'm a banker. So this it starts out with I am, right? Or like it might be I am the universe. I am a galactic being. I am the earth, or I am on the earth. What is it? What is this I am? So that's how it starts out with, and that's what the goal of yoga and meditation is, to find out, to do the research, the empirical, the subjective, and all the other studies to determine for yourself what is this I am. What is I am? Um, am I it? Am I the only thing alive in the universe? And then what am I? Who am I? And so those are a lot of questions. And after a period of time, you might find the answer. Anyway, when I look back at the universe, I look up at the stars and I see a lot of dots of light. And then I look into the microscope and I look at the brain, and I don't see any dots of light. But I would say that the universe, maybe the universe is more alive than the brain. But being an intelligent individual, like some of you are, you might say, no, the universe is dead and the brain is alive. So I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, but both are existing, the brain and the universe. And I don't know if the universe is in the brain or if the brain is in the universe. So you can tell me which is in the other. I'm not sure if the brain is big enough to contain the universe or if the universe contains the brain. Or if they're both part of the same thing, or maybe the brain is the universe and the universe is the brain. But there is a TV show called Pinky and the Brain, and their goal was to take over the universe. Um, and I do know that um, I don't know what the next thing I'm going to say is. Anyway, so what I'm getting at here is the brain is seems to be dead, but the universe seems to be alive. So I would say that there's life everywhere in the universe except in the brain. And maybe the brain is just a mirror for the life that exists outside in the universe, because there doesn't appear to be any motion in the brain. So, but there is a lot of light and movement outside of the brain. So, according to my new philosophy, I will write the book and publish it later tonight. Look at it. You know where to look for it. But if you come back to this media empire here, I will continue to lay out the details of the new philosophy that I just came up with in the last 2 seconds. So we do know that the Hindu tradition is very ancient. We know that there's Sanskrit that has existed for tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years. The history of India is hundreds of thousands, if not billions or millions of years old. And they do have a written system called Sanskrit, and they speak a different language than English. So that must be evidence that they are on the right track. English is a kind of a new language, only a few thousand years old, but the Sanskrit is thousands of years old. I mean, many, many, many thousands of years old. And if the Western history only goes back 6,000 or so years, or maybe eight, maybe 50, I'm not sure how old we're saying Western civilization history goes back. Maybe 13,000 years if we include the pyramids. Um, I think the Hindu history goes back. Again, you can tell me how far it goes back, but it goes back. And the books that they wrote still exist. They call them the Vedas, Vedas, the Vedas, and they talk about how to become Darth Vader and how to become Luke Skywalker. If you want to develop those cities, powers, they talk about the development of powers, which they referred to as cities. We're looking at one of the counterweights for the new crane coming in here. It is. It's got a little ways to go before it gets to where it's going. So let me move this camera here. reason I'm not looking at the chat right now is it's not very easy for me to do and do everything else that I'm doing. So I do like to look at the chat, but I'm having to fill in with some of my wisdom that I developed over the last 5 seconds. Okay. Anyway, so there's a lot of activity we're seeing here. It's almost like a if you were to take a bunch of shipping containers and stack them left and right and create a bunch of apartments, this would make a nice. They could turn this into apartments here. I would like the maybe I'll put it in the center of the screen here. I would like the apartment that goes right on top of this section right here. I'd like to build my apartment right there. I'll put it right on top of this section there. And then I get a view of everything that happens here at the site. Yeah, Francesco. Okay. Lewis. All right, the sun is down. I am a little bit able to see the screen here. Yeah, I think they're going to do a bunch of work on the crane is what I would guesstimate today. Because they got a bunch of pieces here now, and the day is still young. So there is a lot of opportunity for them to do a lot of attachments here to the crane. We can see that, I can see at least, I think you can see too, that they got this, they got that all ready to attach some pieces to it. I think maybe this afternoon we might see some pieces get attached here. Hey, San Diego! San Diego! Jerry Raphael, Jersey, Raphael R. Awesome. So I think all of you will agree with me that Elon Musk is the center of the universe. Bet you didn't expect me to say that. But my nostrils are the center of my universe. So they offloaded some crane pieces with that truck there. Yeah, so, but what I haven't spoken about on this channel is a very, very very deep piece of information. And I'm not going to move anything too much because, stillness is important. But the bigger you think your body is, the more attention you will have, the more senses you'll have, the more awareness you'll have. The bigger your body is, the more you can feel. So if you think your body is only as big as your brain, your ability to feel, to think, and to live some more counterweights. Each one of these is 10 tons. Yeah, so the bigger your body is, the more awareness you have, and the more centers of awareness you have. Like you could say, my some of you might say, um, I exist in my brain. If you cut off my arms, my legs, and my torso, my mind would still be here in my body. So therefore, my center of awareness is in my brain. And there's no awareness. There's no awareness in the rest of my body. Those are just secondary, but the brain contains everything that I am. Everything that I am is from the brain, and all the offshoots are just coming from the brain. Because if you cut off my arms, my legs, and everything else, I would still exist in my brain. So some people are of that opinion, but what I was getting at is, if your center of awareness is also in Elon's brain, and your center of awareness is in, pick your favorite movie star. Maybe some of you like Jeff Bezos. So center of your universe is also in Jeff Bezos. So there is awareness, there is life in Jeff Bezos, and maybe the life that is in Jeff Bezos is the same. The awareness that's in Jeff Bezos is also the same as the awareness that's in your body, in your brain. But maybe we're just limiting it to the brains now. We don't want to get carried away. So we could say that there is life in Jeff Bezos's brain and in my brain. But Elon, there's no life in Elon's brain. He's just a robot. Um, but if we were to say that there is life in my big toe, on the big toe on my right foot, in addition to there being life in my brain and Elon's brain too, but mostly in my big toe, because I got a lot of life in my big toe, um, then at least there's 3 or 4 places where there is life. And when you do this yoga meditation, this when you watch the movies about the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, where they're jumping on the leaf tops and doing all these tricks, or maybe you're playing a video game and they're sending balls of fire at each other, the only way to do that is to master awareness. Like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was a master, or he was pretty developed. I think he died in his 30s, so you can only develop so much to the age of 30 something years old. So the longer you live, the more you're aware of. So the more you're aware of, the more areas where you have awareness. So maybe the longer you live, the more you can become aware of. But so far we're talking about Elon Musk, my big toe, my brain, and Jeff Bezos' brain. But the longer you live and the more centers of awareness you have, the more similarities that you can notice. And when you get very deep into these similarities, you might begin to notice that the sense of self, like a lot of traditions talk about possession. So what is possession? Like, you eat some food. Some of you will think I just went on a new tangent, and that is possibly true. So when you eat something, you bring in something from outside that maybe was dead. I'm not sure if it was dead or alive, but if it was alive, then if it gets in your body, then it becomes dead. How does that happen? And then it becomes alive again. So you're saying you ate something, it became dead when you ate it, and then it was integrated into your body, and the chemicals and everything, the atomic fusion and chemical reactions and everything else happened, and voila, it's alive now. And the rest of your body is now amazingly alive, in addition to your brain and your tongue and your nostrils and your ears. The rest of your body is also alive now because you ate something. I don't know how it happened, but that's the way it's going to be from here on. That's it. The whole body is alive. I know it's controversial to think that awareness permeates and expands beyond the brain and does encompass at least my body and maybe my aura too. Maybe if I get out the Kirlian photography, I can substantiate that, as a matter of fact, my body, in addition to my brain, contains awareness, and my body is special because at least my body has awareness everywhere beyond the brain. So I have a brain in my fingertips. I have a brain in my toenails. On all 5 of my toenails on my right foot, I have a brain. I have a brain in my everywhere in my body. All the hairs of my body. I have the ability to sense everywhere. So I've got that ability to see and to sense through both of my eyeballs. I got the light coming in, and I don't know if the light's coming in or if the light's going out, but I do perceive, and there is awareness. Um, so I don't know if the light outside of my body is awake or alive, but definitely when the light gets into my body, it is alive. There is awareness there. So I will have to say that the light in my body does have awareness, and it is alive. I will have to say that. The light in your body must be dead, but the light in my body is alive. It is controversial. Um, a lot of people are looking in the brain for life, and they don't find any life in the brain. So I'm just telling you how it is in my body. You know, I'm not trying to convert any of you. I know if any of you are of the meditative crowd, you will know that um, that my philosophy is limited, and that I am entirely incorrect and wrong about many of the assertions that I've said. And you may also tell me, not only is my toenail alive, not only is the hair on my head alive, not only is there awareness in my stomach and my nostrils and my eyeballs, but there's awareness in Elon Musk's hair, big toe, in the skin on his body, in the light. There's awareness in the light that goes into Elon's eyeballs. And most importantly, I don't know if Elon wears a ring, but I'm sure there is awareness in the ring on Elon's hand. I'm not sure if it's because Elon imbues life into it. Maybe it's a magical ring. Maybe it's a special ring because it's Elon's ring. But Paul, you are entirely wrong. There is life beyond your body. In fact, there is awareness in Elon's body as well. You can take pictures of anything you like, but launches maybe in like a month or something, but they may do a static fire in a week. All right, there's a lot of activity here in the chat. I don't know why. All right, and then my higher self, the wise individuals say, Paul, you have not listened. You did not listen. Paul, we were not done telling you and teaching you. They're taking out the wood here. So I will say, okay, I will listen. I will listen. And then I will wait for a long time because the message did not come back for a while. I listened for so long. I've listened for about 5 seconds now, and the message has not come back yet. Paul, there is life beyond Elon's body. There is also life in the viewers, the people watching this show. They are alive too. And then I will say, I have not done the research. There appears to be a lot of typing here in the chat. I cannot confirm nor deny if there are other sentient individuals on this live stream. It may be a computer simulation. Maybe this is artificial. Maybe this is an AI bot. I'm not sure if there's 200 people watching this stream or whether it is a bunch of computer bots who are not alive. Just repeating what happened the last time when, again, there was no evidence. Subjective evidence doesn't count. I'm sticking to it that there is no, if it's subjective evidence, it can't count. I'm looking for objective evidence that there are, in fact, living people watching this show. And then some different comments come here in the chat saying, but Paul, we are alive. And then I will say, okay, I'm willing to accept that there might be a few of you who are alive, but the rest of you maybe are just bots. And then the voice magically comes to mind that says, no, Paul, no, there are hundreds of people who are alive also, who are not only here at the launch site, but also watching now from different places here on this place called Earth. And then I'll have to say, I don't believe there's anybody else here on the Earth but me and the people here living at the launch site. Somehow my food comes from somewhere. I think maybe Google makes my food and it magically appears in the supermarket. But I don't know if there's confirmed life anywhere beyond here at the launch site. And then the voice says, Paul. I say, what? I'm listening. And then there was silence. All right, they're setting the counterweight on the crane. This is the first set of counterweights. Good deal. All right, so I just got a download, and see, I have one of those electronic brains. So I got the download I downloaded some information just now with my Neuralink. So my brain is less alive now than before I got the Neuralink. But I did get some information that there were many more people here on the Earth. I got about 2 gigabytes worth of data just now in that brief second there. And so I do have more information here that there are billions of people here on the Earth and billions of people on the moon and a few million people on Mars and many other planets around the solar system. There's sorry, this can't be right. This can't be right. I think the AI download got it wrong. Sorry. Let me edit and delete that information. I think it got carried away. Somebody, whoever was writing that bot, gave me the wrong information. They were telling me that there was life on Mars, the moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Ganymede, Venus, the sun. How can there be life on the sun? I mean, whoever wrote that Neuralink program they were messing, playing around with me. I got information that there was life everywhere in the universe. There was life in the next galaxy. Could you believe that? Alpha Centauri, there's life over there. There's life everywhere. Every piece of matter in the universe is alive. This is what the download told me. It was that everything's alive. Everything is the one being interacting with itself. I think somebody better. I hope this download gets deleted soon. I'm trying to delete it. It had one of those auto run. After you install it, it runs. Okay. And there's military spaceships all throughout the solar system and into the next galaxy. And NASA has been in space for a long time, and they kept a lot of stuff secret from us. And, finally got that thing deleted. Whew. All right. Man, that thing got carried away. Gotta watch those data downloads, man. Those data downloads can be full of data. Okay, I will go back to my roots. I'll try and retrace my understanding and how I got to be where I am today. I remember in my younger days when I was going to college and when I was a young teen, a very scientific minded individual, and I was on solid sand. I was I was standing on solid sand, sandy soil, but it was very sandy solid. My philosophy about the universe was very sandy because I was a young individual reading a lot of books, and I had to pay for a lot of my books too. Or go to the library and get the books. So youngsters today are probably a lot smarter than they were in my days because we had to go to the library to get books or go to the deli, the local deli, to get some of the new magazines or whatever it was. You had to have money to get information when I was a young kid, or go to the library. So I used to think, well, like some of you here in the chat mentioned, well, what if everything's a simulation and nothing's alive and we're just a computer program? But so there are a couple ways to look at life. What I've come to is that there are a couple ways to look at life. You can say Whether if this is all a simulation, what if it's all a simulation and we're not really alive? Um, well, have a good simulation, have a lot of fun. I used to think about, well, if there is no higher power, if there's no God, if there's no energy behind everything, if it's all just material matter, what if I never existed? Could I imagine a universe where I was never born? What would that feel like? What if I were able to erase myself from the universe and nobody ever knew that I existed? How does that feel? When you think about your life that way, how would it feel if you never existed? And what if the universe, what if the Earth just disappeared? Or what if history never was recorded? What if all that life never? Sorry, I said life. What if I never existed? How would that feel? And that does give you a certain feeling. So I know there are a lot of people that say God, there is a God, or everything's alive. Some people like to say everything's alive, or that there's only one God. Um, but I'm just getting back to how I felt when I was a youngster. I used to think, well, if you're okay saying that God always existed, what if God never existed? What if there is no God? What if everything's a simulation? What if you never existed? How does that feel? So what I'm saying is, if we just erased you from the universe, or if there was no one paying any attention to you, and you just disappeared, how does that feel? And so if you look at the Chinese symbol of the yin yang, the yin yang symbol has a light side and there is a dark side for the yin yang symbol. So there's a side of the universe uh, where there is a light, and there's a side of the universe where there's no light. And what you're tapping into there, if you never existed, would be if we erased you from the universe, or you erased yourself, or maybe you never existed and nobody ever knew that you existed. That's the dark side of the universe. And that is a valid experience, and you can have that experience if you choose to. But once you choose it, you're not going to exist anymore, and your reason for doing it, for choosing that, won't exist anymore either. So you're either going to have to do something on the light side, or you're just going to have to not exist. So that is the benefit of the dark side. You get to erase yourself from the universe, and nobody will ever care about you, and you will never exist. So what a lot of individuals find is that it doesn't feel really good. So the whole simulation thing, it doesn't really give you anything. So on the other side of the yin yang symbol of the universe, it's not a symbol, it's actually a being. The being of the universe has if you look at the Hindu tradition and the philosophy, the universe has a living aspect and a unchanging aspect. So what a lot of individuals are attempting to achieve on the dark side is to experience the unmanifest
non-existent aspect of the universe. And the issue with that is when you do attempt or when you do approach that from a material aspect, materially, it ends in dissolution. But if you approach it from the living aspect, you can approach it through oneness. You can approach that unchanging aspect through the light, through the soul. The soul, um, if you approach the unmanifest through the soul, then there's a lot of bliss. But if you approach it through extinction, then there's a lot of nothingness. So the universe has a nothingness aspect and it has a substance aspect. And that is what I've learned over the years. Got some crane booms moving out. So what I can tell you is, when you look at all the bad things happening here on the earth and you're saying, well, because of all these bad things that are happening, there can't be a God, there can't be a plan. How could there be a God if there's all these bad things happening? And my answer to that is, I'm just a simple, humble individual, and I don't have the intelligence to give you an answer to that. Everybody has their own opinion and view of that, but if I were to tap into my more knowledgeable aspect of my being, I would say that as you realize the center of awareness extends and exists beyond your physical body, and as you realize that your body is bigger than your physical body and that there is life which extends beyond your physical brain and extends into your toes, and as you become more energized, you realize that there is life in your toes. Hopefully your toes are healthy and you've not abandoned your toes and gotten diabetes and stuff like that. Hopefully you're taking care of your body and stuff. But if some of you are not taking care of your body, or somehow you got diabetes, if you have type 2 diabetes, there are treatments you can do so you don't have to get your toes or your legs cut off and stuff like that. But if you are taking care of your body, then you can realize that there is energy in your toes and your fingers, and you do have circulation. And as you become more than disabled, as you become able, you can enable yourself and sense more beyond your body and become more of a superhuman. Like, I know a lot of people like to say they're superhumans or SpaceX master race kind of thing. And if you want to be the master race, you got to realize that you are no better than anything else in the universe. Because as long as you identify with your individuality and your personality, you won't be able to sense beyond your physical body. As long as you limit your awareness to the area around your physical body and limit yourself with walls, wall yourself into your body, you're not going to be able to extend your awareness beyond your physical body. And you will mistakenly believe that you are the master or master race. As you realize and become more powerful and extend your awareness beyond your physical body with many of the yogi powers, in yoga they talk about you can look, you can float, you can go invisible. A lot of these things that they talk about in the comic books, they've written about and chronicled in yoga and Tibetan and other secret practices, that if you want to walk on water, you can develop that skill, but it's not very practical if you can just build a ship and and row across the ocean. So if you want to spend many years rowing across the ocean, if you want to spend many years learning to walk on water so that you can walk across the river, I may just buy a boat or build a boat and row across. So, but you can develop that skill to walk on water, or you can throw a bunch of big stones into the river and walk across on the stones. But if you do want to walk on water, you can develop that skill because they talk about it in the yoga traditions as something that you can do. You can make your body very light. So as you master the abilities and the talents and techniques and learn about the ways of the physical body, you can you can extend your awareness beyond the physical body. And a lot of individuals also talk about going out of body. I don't know, some of these people I think are crazy, but unfortunately I happen to be one of these individuals who have experienced hundreds of out of body experiences, and I know for a fact that I am not crazy. So um, so there's that. So as you learn to experience awareness, like the, can you notice the grasshopper at your feet? You know, what about the grasshopper at your feet? Can you hear it? So as you develop these extrasensory perception, ESP, third sense, third eye, sixth sense, I don't know what sense we're talking about, but there's an infinite amount of things that you can sense in the universe. And as you notice, the center of your awareness extends beyond your tongue and your toe, and in fact does go beyond your physical body. For some people, your awareness does encompass the brain. Unfortunately, for some people, it does not reach the brain, but your awareness can extend and permeate into the brain. Can also go into your big toe, into your kneecap, into your hip bone, into your thigh bone, into your femur, up into your elbow, into your arms, into your torso, into your neck. Got to relax your shoulders because the awareness wants to go there too. Into the neck, into the vertebrae, into the cervical spine, up into the cranial skull, and up into the parietal lobe, occipital, temporal, and all the other areas in the brain. So the awareness, at least now, I think if I've helped you out, the awareness does extend into the brain. For some of y'all you were crunching your head and tensing your shoulders, and you weren't allowing the feeling to relax. So the feeling has relaxed. So now the awareness does go into the brain a little bit more. The circulation has gotten freer. Your mind has maybe lightened up a little bit. The inner brain has released a little bit. The blood is flowing a little bit better. Your heart is going fast, but it can go a little slower. You're maybe salivating a little bit. I don't know. Um, so the awareness does extend up into your brain as well, and it goes into everybody else's body as well. So the awareness, in my experience at this moment, does extend into your brain and not only into my brain. So the awareness is in many hundreds of brains here at the moment, and many bodies as well if you're sitting or if you're running, um, or maybe you're fishing at the ocean. So there's awareness everywhere in everybody's body here, and that awareness is able to sense other awarenesses because they are of similar awarenesses. Like a PC computer, the reason you can transfer data from a USB stick to another PC computer is because they have the same operating system. So all these different brains have a similar operating system. Some people have a Mac or an iPhone, and it doesn't really work so well with a Dell computer or a PC computer. So there are some language barriers, even on the ESP level of things. So there's a there is a brain to ESP barrier. We have many languages here on the Earth. So just as we have many languages here on the Earth, so there are many frequencies in the ESP extrasensory. They're only extra because a lot of people don't ordinarily use them. So, but they, for me, they're not extra. For me, they're Um, not so much in the brain, but I have more of these other senses going on most of the time. So I would say for me, they're not extra. They are more the ordinary, and they're not extraordinary. And I do have them going on most of the time. So, but as you get that software upgrade and you learn to access the other brains that exist here on the earth, then you can tap into the information, and you can also notice that your awareness does extend to all these other bodies here on the earth. And fortunately or unfortunately, it does expose you to their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. Some of you maybe even notice earthquakes and know when they're about to happen, the stress in the earth. So there is awareness and energy. There's energy in the earth as well. And just as there is energy in the earth as well, there is energy in other people, and the awareness extends everywhere. So just as there is awareness in your physical body, there is in fact awareness in other people's physical body, and the awareness is the same as the awareness as what is in your body, because it is the same operating system, using the same energy, using the same awareness. And fortunately or unfortunately, that awareness does extend throughout the universe. And just as your body is alive, or maybe your body isn't alive, and there's just a software simulation, fortunately or unfortunately, that simulation or that software or that operating system or program does extend throughout the universe, and it reaches to every corner, nook, and cranny of this thing that we call existence. And if you are an aficionado of these 007 movies and um, Chinese kung fu movies and everything else, if you want to develop those skills, it's important to realize, or if you really care about the earth, or maybe you want to, maybe you don't care about the earth, I don't know. But if you want to colonize other planets, it's important to realize that the awareness does extend there already, and you don't necessarily have to colonize anything, because the awareness is already there. The the sky is the limit, everybody. The sky is the limit. And because the awareness is everywhere, you don't have to put the awareness there because it's already there. So the real barrier is the operating system that you're using, the information that you're dealing with, your ability to focus your attention and to redirect your attention. Because the more you can specifically put your awareness at a certain location, then your ability to sense what's going on there will be functional. How's it going over here? Let's see. Oh yeah, the white building. I'll go over to the. Bill. I'll go over to the high bay soon. Thanks. Yeah, what I can probably say is, you don't want to lick. You don't want to put your tongue. You don't want to put your awareness on the LOX tank. It probably is very cold, and I have heard stories about like maybe some of you who are alive as well, have heard stories about, when people put their tongue on something very cold, it can get stuck there. So you definitely don't want to put your tongue on the LOX tank. Looks like today they're doing a lot of counterweights here for the new SpaceX Crane. So for all you who have kids watching this show, I think this has been a very informative show. If all of you are older and you're still enjoying the show, I salute you and commend you for having a superior intelligence and for your choice of excellent commentary. I heard that this is a little bit smaller than the Bucky. I did get some stats on this. I think I'll do another like 5 minutes here. So the key to the Magic Kingdom is the bigger you think your body is, the more expansive your awareness is, the more centers of awareness as you develop the ability to feel or to sense in all these different bodies through your magical superior race SpaceX skills. As you develop your master race skills and you become a smaller and smaller and a more and more humble individual like myself, as you become a more humble individual and you realize that awareness exists beyond your big toe and beyond your small thumb and beyond your nostrils, and you realize that the awareness does extend into the other bodies as well. And as you upgrade your operating system and you eat better food, or maybe you stop eating food and go liquidarian and breatharian and really tap into the etheric energy, as you really become more of a matrix observer of the matrix, you can see what's really going on in the universe, and you can see how it's happening, and you can become able, like Neo, to exist or to find yourself in the other bodies. You can become aware in the other bodies, like in my body, or you can look out of the eyeballs of another individual. This happens as you become more skilled and knowledgeable. As you develop and sharpen your ability to focus and perceive, instead of dulling your awareness with drugs or with alcohol, or maybe it's cigarettes, or maybe it's dip, or maybe it's just you like to eat a lot of whatever it is that you like to do, fill in the blank. Um, as you develop the sensitivity like any good camera, as long as you have unexposed film, you can get new images. Or if you have a digital camera like mine, you can format the hard drive, or you can format the SD card and get some new images. So if you clear out the sand in your brain and you perceive once more, and you clean the lens on your camera and you sharpen the focus, or put it in focus. I don't know if my camera's in focus right now or not. I do apologize for that. Let me check the camera image here. Yeah, it's pretty much in focus. Thanks. There's a lot of dust out here. I gotta clean out the sand from the from the from the dust here on the LCD screen. So as you do that yourself, you can notice that your awareness, some call them dreams, but as you become more capable in your dreams and less handicapped, as you become less handicapped in your dreams and become more the center of focus, as you become more selfish in your dreams, then you become more capable and more skilled, and you can notice more things. And as you notice, you can develop the skills to just, you can develop a lot of skills that I'm not sure I have enough time here today to talk about. Um, okay, but so as you develop these skills, you will notice that your center of awareness can exist in these other bodies because the mind can overlap with other minds. Because my mind is just a computer program software that you can access if you have the right computer. Um, so just like my mind, my computer can be accessed remotely if I have the right stuff, so other bodies can be accessed remotely. And like a lot of people talk about, like existing, or like a Native Americans will talk about, I went on a spirit quest and I was in the animal, I was in the tiger, I was in the deer. I could feel the heart beating of the deer or the tiger or the bull. Whatever it was that you were on your vision quest, you were able to experience. You notice that your center of awareness could exist outside of your body and even in these other bodies. And certain people are correct in that this is a form of possession. It can be a form of possession, but just like you're eating food, you are in a sense possessing the food. But the only reason that you can sense the food is because the awareness does exist in that food as well. So when you really get down to it, you may find that the awareness can exist in many places. And the more places, the more centers of awareness that you can have, the more life that you can have. I'll say that again. The more centers of awareness that you have, the only way that there can be awareness in more than one location is if the awareness bridges or expands to both locations. So the more centers of awareness that you have, the more life that you can have, and the less of a personality fixed identity that you have, the more you can realize that your center of awareness does extend to other bodies. And the more life that you have, the more centers of awareness you have, the larger your body is, the longer you exist. The more you exist, the more experiences you can have. And the more experiences you can have, the longer you, again, if your body encompasses the universe, then you can experience anything in the universe. And the only way for you to experience anything in the universe, or to possess or embody anything in the universe, is if the awareness does in fact extend and permeate to every aspect and location in the universe. The only reason remote viewing works, the only reason out of body experiences work, the only reason a lot of people believe in God is because the awareness does in fact extend to every nook and cranny of the universe. The same awareness that's in your body that makes you up, that gives you life, that some of you are calling a simulation, is in fact a one awareness that does expand and extend to every location of the universe. And again, some of you are saying, well, why do all these bad things happen? If there is a God, why do all these bad things happen, right? Well, again, I was saying that a lot of you don't realize that your awareness does expand beyond your body. So you are operating with a software program that says your center of awareness is only limited to your body, your physical body. So the aspect of awareness that's in your body is not operating in sync with the rest of the universe. So it's dysfunctional. It does have the capability to be functional with the rest of the universe, but for some reason, many people, many individuals, I'm not saying that you have, it would really depend on what you want to believe, but if for those of you who are wondering why the universe is so bad, for some of you, I would say that if awareness does expand and exist and extend to every location in the universe, and somehow for some reason in your body the awareness is only limited to your body, and you've only focused on the awareness in your body and haven't paid any attention to any awareness in any other body or any other location or any other ability or skill or city or power, if you've only limited and focused on the awareness in your physical body and you're wondering why the universe is so bad, you could take that into account, that you have in fact limited the awareness in your body to the bounds of your physical body. And even though your awareness does extend and permeate to every other nook and cranny of the universe, you have chosen to go rogue and develop the awareness and the software exclusively in your physical body, for good or for bad. And that is why your body is out of sync with the rest of the universe. So in meditation, they talk about becoming one with everything, right? There's a joke about the Dalai Lama goes into a hot dog stand and says, "Hey, what would you like on your hot dog?" The Dalai Lama says, "I would like one with everything," right? So that is an illusion, or that is alluding to the fact of the knowledge that the awareness is everywhere, and the Dalai Lama would like his personality, or whatever individual says it. I would like one with everything. I would like my awareness, my perception of my awareness to be one with everything, because the less walls I have to the universe around me, the more I can perceive, the more my center of awareness is everywhere, the longer I will live, and the fuller the life I will have. So I would like to be one with everything. And eventually, they talk about samadhi or realization, when you know for a fact whether or not that is a capability for you. That is one of the goals of a lot of meditators and spiritual traditions around the world. I know for a fact that a lot of people would like to meet Jesus. A lot of people would like to meet Buddha. A lot of people would like to meet God, or to experience that, the bliss and the joy and everything else like that. That is the good. That is either the yin or the yang of the universe. I'm not sure which it is, but you can tell me, or maybe the universe is a female, maybe God is a woman, or maybe God is a man. I'm not sure. Maybe a God is both, or maybe a God is just the awareness that exists everywhere without any personality, so that it can be perceived everywhere and can sense. Maybe that's God. I don't know. You tell me what God is, but I don't think it's a simulation. I do think everything in the universe has a chance of being alive. I do, possibly, if you follow what I was saying over the last 2 hours, I do believe that everything in the universe, I'll let you fill in the blank. Everybody has the everybody has the gift of living a life however they choose to live it, and I do support your belief system. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending this time with the other individuals in this chat. Not so much with me. I know I may have been annoying. Maybe you're not listening to this message. Maybe you are attentively listening to this message, and I respect that quite a bit. Maybe you missed the whole message and you're just jumping in now, or maybe you'll watch us again in 5 years from now. I don't know. Hey, everybody. Okay, what I see here going on the site is we have some clouds coming. There is a new piece of crane leaving the site here. Okay, so if we count these by 10, you can see it on this screen here. There's a boom leaving the site here. On this camera, we're looking at, I think this is maybe 20 tons that they're lifting here. Each one of the, I believe that each one of these blocks with these arrows, I think each one is 10 tons. So they're doing all the counterweights here. On the right side, we can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 tons on the right side. On the left side, they're going to have 60 after they put those two down. So it'll be about 120 tons, I think. Sorry for keeping. So the purpose of life is not to dissolve into the nothingness. The purpose of life is to live, right? We want to live. So this type of knowledge, this type of philosophy is beneficial. Like if you want to build a building, right? You want to look at the earth. You want to see how solid the ground is where you want to build the building. If you're next to the beach, it could be really sandy. So you got to watch out. You don't want to build your building on sand, right? So this type of information or thinking can help you figure out what kind of foundation you want to have so that you can live your life, right? So while they do talk about many of these different, life is about there has to be yin and yang in life. There has to be, know. Anyway, that's for you to develop your own philosophy, but there has to be some joy to life as well. So, um, the play. A lot of okay, yeah. So it's life. There, the purpose of this information is just to have, a foundation on which to live a meaningful life. And you can see up there, there's a lot of clouds in the sky. That the sky has gotten a lot more cloudy here. I don't know if we're going to get some rain. I think they were calling for rain for tomorrow. So there was a road closure, but tomorrow's road closure was canceled. I think due to the weather. So we are seeing some cloudiness here. There's a lot of pieces here for the crane, you can see already. And the next road closures are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for next week is what we're looking at. So hey, Cartoon. Hey, Kent. Yeah, so the more aware you are, there was the Groundhog Day where the Bill Murray is, he gets out of bed, the alarm clock goes, um, each day is a little bit different. Instead of stepping in the puddle the next day, he hops over the puddle. So the benefit of awareness is not stepping in the puddle. So yeah, there may be pain, but the benefit of becoming more aware is so that you don't step in the puddle and there's less pain. We're getting a little rain here right now too. They got multiple lifts going on right now. I'm gonna wrap everything up, everybody. It's starting to get rainy, so I'll keep it zoomed out a little bit. But I am gonna plan on wrapping it up. They're doing some venting over that at Starship 20 as well. Can't really see it from here. Yeah, it's focusing on that camera there. All right, I'm gonna end this stream here. You see, they're doing another 20 tons there. See you later, everybody. Have a good day. Say goodbye to y'all here too. See you later, everybody. Over and out. See you tomorrow, maybe. Later, everybody. Or maybe at the other location at the high bay. See you soon. Thank you. Here we go. This one's still going. Nice. Hey, hey, Len. I think it might get pretty rainy here. See y'all later. I might go to I'll probably go to the high bay next, everybody. Over and out. Best of days to you. Whether it's time for sleep or you're just waking up or you're at work on a break or whatever. Or just chilling out on a beach somewhere or you're on vacation. I love it. I love it. See y'all later. Best of day to you. Thank you. Tony.